All right. Seyi Makinde is going for a second term. He calls it Omitutun 2.0. Is Seyi Makinde paying pension? Are pensioners happy with Governor Seyi Makinde? Will pensioners vote for Seyi Makinde? I have with me the Secretary of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Oyo State Council, Comrade Olusegun Abatan. It's good to have you on State Affairs.
Good morning, Edmund.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
You know, the last time I saw you was 2019.
Yes, it was a long time ago.
How come?
Well, you have, in fact, in the first instance, let me commend you for your support to pensioners. You know, we have been coming all along with you as the arrowhead. And you could remember during the time when pensioners were being verified, you were there. During our struggles, during the low-cost days, you were there. But immediately 2019 came, you seem to abandon us.
No. No.
And we have not been happy about it, that one of our pillars of support has abandoned us.
You know,
but I'm happy that you have now remembered us. And so we are happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here. You know, at the point I felt, okay, there's a breath of fresh air. Let you enjoy the fresh air. Is Seyi Makinde fresh air?
Yeah, to an extent. Seyi Makinde is a breath of fresh air.
How?
You will recall that before Seyi Makinde came, pensioners were always on the streets, demonstrating, writing press releases, and so on and so forth.
And going to court.
In fact, we went to court ultimately when our activities then, like protests and so on, were seen by the then government as entertainment. So we decided to go to court. And immediately Seyi Makinde came on board. There was that fresh air of life. To the extent that we that were dubbed as dead have now resurrected. So Seyi Makinde has been doing well for pensioners. I must confess this. I want to state this because we are on air. Nigerian Union of Pensioners is a non-political, non-religious, non-ethnic organization. But if we see something that is good, we must say it. And damn whoever says that is God. So Seyi Makinde has been doing well for pensioners. And I can roll out. Anyway, let's continue.
Before the coming of Seyi Makinde, land pensioners were owed more than 40 billion.
It was more than that. 42.3 billion at the local government pensioners level. That is, there are two areas of payment of pensions in Oyo State. You have the state government that is paying pensioners through the State Pensions Board, and you have the local government paying pensioners through the local government pensions board. The local government pensions board, at the time Seyi Makinde was about coming in, was owing 42.3 billion naira. And this is how the thing happened. Prior to the coming of the last administration, pensioners were only owed about 1 or 2 billion naira.
Before the coming of Ajimobi?
Yes, before the coming of Ajimobi. 2 billion naira by Alawa Kala. But when Ajimobi came, he said the retired primary school teachers and the local government pensioners did not vote for him.
Did he say that?
He said it.
Where did he say it?
He said that to us. And he said that if you use knife to cut the veins of retired primary school teachers, it was the blood of Ladoja that will be oozing out of their veins. And they should go and meet Ladoja to pay their gratuities. And for 8 years, he did not touch the gratuities of retired primary school teachers, and their pensions were being paid in percentages. So that amounted to cumulative indebtedness of about 42.3 billion naira.
How much has she paid?
From the local government pensions board, she has paid about 14 billion now.
Okay.
That is from that 42.3 billion. He has paid about 14 billion naira. And then at the state level, we were hammering 42 point something billion because the thing was so traumatizing, particularly to retired primary school teachers. Here is the chairman of the retired primary school teachers. And it was a hell for them.
How did they survive?
Well, they survived because the children that were said not, that they said were not taking care of them, were actually taking care of them. And in natural fact, some didn't survive. There was a year we reported that we lost 516 pensioners.
Old pensioners?
Old.
Young
pensioners who have health challenges and could not access medicaments.
Can pensioners be young?
Okay, relatively young. For example, I am younger than somebody who is about 90.
Okay.
I am older than somebody who is just 60.
Yes.
So that you can see what I mean. So, and many of us, in fact, apart from pensioners, anybody that is around 50, 55, 60 will have one challenge or the other. We appealed to them. We said we should go and take our money from Ladoja. And so
did you go to Ladoja to take your money?
Was Ladoja in power? It was a tacit statement to wish us off. And so when Seyi came, and we went to court, we won, and court said certain amount of money should be paid every month to offset the gratuities. And believe you, my dear brother, Edmund, that judgment, the court judgment, has not been violated by Seyi Makinde.
She is implementing it.
To the letter.
What kind of she is this?
Good man, nice man, God-sent man. But for Seyi, if we have had a different gladiator, apart from Seyi, maybe pensioners in Oyo State will have died by half.
Tell me the truth. Did pensioners mobilize to vote for Seyi in 2019?
Oh, Obilo, we've mobilized. And the union put that money to mobilize for Seyi Makinde.
You were sure he was going to treat you well?
We were sure.
Okay.
We were sure he was going to treat us well.
So you guys paid Ajimobi back?
Oh. Well, we voted for our choice. Because we didn't want to continue the suffering. Edmund, there was one person. I always quote this because it was most pathetic. The person was having Whitlow, and he needed 500 or 600 naira to buy antibiotics. So his people rallied round. The 500 naira. Retired primary school teachers, some of us, our friends, rallied round and gave her the 600 naira. Instead of this person going to the pharmacy to buy the antibiotic, she went to Bodija to buy food because there was no food in her stomach.
So what happened to the Whitlow?
So the Whitlow was infected and the woman died. And this one that died of inability to provide 500 naira to cure her Whitlow or something.
She was a pensioner.
She was being owed 4 million naira by government.
4 million naira by government. Her gratuity was not paid?
Paid. The gratuities of our pensioners got stuck for 8 years.
How?
And the gratuities, particularly the local government level, were not paid for 8 years.
Ajimobi did not pay?
No,
Well, he paid some, didn't he?
Let me tell you. He was paying the state pensioners, but at a very low level. Lam Additional was the one that increased the gratuity being paid by the Ministry of Establishment and Training from 50 million naira to 100 million naira. Lam Additional. And since the demise of Lam Additional, workers had gotten their salaries increased many folds. And so when that happens, the gratuity will also increase. So the 100 million naira was not enough again
to pay gratuity.
And Ladoja came. We wrote, no dice. Akwala came. We wrote severally to increase the money, no dice. Ajimobi came to help us improve on the gratuity. Nothing happened. Look at the number of years. That would be about 16 years.
What has she done?
Immediately Seyi came, he increased without also even writing anything. He increased the gratuity from 100 million naira to 200 million naira. Immediately. And last year, January, he increased it from 200 million naira to 250 million naira.
But he has not cleared the backlog of gratuity.
He cannot clear it immediately because of, what is happening. The gratuity that Seyi met on grant, he had been paying from 2010. 2010.
So he has paid to 2014.
2014.
Because I have
systematically.
I have people coming to meet me that they are owed gratuity. That I should go and tell Seyi to pay them.
That is what
if I have somebody 2015, when is Seyi pay 2015?
Seyi, if Seyi had not come, probably we would have been on 2010.
So he will pay 2015?
He will. In fact, Seyi has been paying gradually according to the availability of funds. And he did one thing again. He has also opened another window of payment of gratuity from 2019 that he came on board. So Seyi, when they mentioned this to the union, they said, the government said that the government came on board in 2019 and didn't want to leave areas of gratuity like the ones he's clearing, that he was going to open another window to address those that retired from 2019 to date. And he has been doing that.
So as you retire from 2019, you are paid?
Yes. So he has been doing that now. But at the same time, he has not stopped the payment of those that he met on grant. Those are the ones that he had paid up to 2014. So this is what is going to happen if it pleases God for him to come back.
Is it God that brings people back?
Well, that's what we say in Nigeria. No. Well, if
pensioners will go and mobilize again.
Of course, we will mobilize now.
You are not even hiding it.
You want us to go back to Egypt? We can't go back to Egypt. You want us to go back to non-payment?
What is wrong with Egypt?
Oh, a lot. Tribulations.
Insults.
Hunger. Insults. Death. Untimely death.
I don't want you to go back to Egypt.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
And I wish you well too.
I spoke with Governor Seyi Makinde in 2022. And I raised some of these issues with him. So in that chart, we talked about salaries, pension. So now that the Secretary of Nigeria Union of Pensioners have said some certain things about the governor, so let's see if the governor was right with some of his assertions.
It's just like when we came in, I never could have imagined that my first day in office, I'll have an increase of 1 billion naira on the wage bill of Oyo State.
How did that happen?
Okay, let's go back to April of 2019. April of 2019, the payment, and I can give you a document to show this, the payment, the salary payment made by the outgoing government then was 4.5 billion, roughly. 4.5 billion naira. Yeah? That was what we paid in April of 2019, a month before I was inaugurated. Now, I was inaugurated on the 29th of May. Before that administration left, they were paying 25% as a subvention to the tertiary institutions. But as soon as they lost the election, precisely in April, they made the announcement that that subvention now, they've taken it back to 100%.
Why would they do that?
No, but they did it. You know, if you look at, let's go back to that period. That was exactly what they did. So when we came in, I was confronted immediately, May 29, 2019. We paid 5.5 billion as the salary plus subvention. As of that time, the federal allocation was around 5.2, 5.3, right? So, after we came in, we had the issue of minimum wage. Remember, minimum wage came in immediately after we came in. Not only minimum wage, consequential adjustments, for all workers. So, by the time and since that time, Oyo State, I believe in the Southwest, were the only state that have remained faithful to the minimum wage, and also the consequential adjustment, and also the 100% subvention to the tertiary institutions.
You didn't reduce the amount?
We did not reduce the amount. We negotiated, asked the labor people, we sat down with them, we negotiated, and then we went ahead with it. And we also recruited in between. We recruited teachers, we recruited health workers, we recruited environmental officers. Today, the subvention from the salary in Oyo State is about 7.1 billion. When we came in, it was 4.5. Everything that we've done, they were owing pensioners about 62 billion, and we started, clawing back at the backlogs and all of that. And consistently, we've been reducing the amount that the pensioners are being owed. And in terms of gratuity, we met backlog from, I think, 2011, early 2012. Now, we've finished clearing 2012, we've finished clearing 2013, we're now on 2014. So, it's not been easy. This has been an administration, probably the most prudent in the history of Oyo State.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
That That's Governor Seyi Makinde discussing with me in April 2022. Our comrade Olusegun Abatan, Secretary of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Oyo State Council, is my guest. He's also the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Southwest Zone. So you have confirmed what Seyi Makinde said there?
Yes, we are saying the same thing. We are saying the same thing. But I was saying that 14 billion had been vacated from the local government pensions board. Now, from the state pensions board, or from the state government, that is the state itself, government has paid about 8 billion. So in all told, Seyi Makinde had paid within the 3.5 years 22 billion naira to pensioners. So you can imagine if past governments had been doing this, we will be talking of another thing entirely for pensioners, not indebtedness.
And in the Southwest, how is Osun doing?
We describe Osun as the capital of pensioners' indebtedness.
Is the capital.
It's the capital.
Is the worst.
It's the worst. I must confess to you. Remember that there was somebody who was in that place for 8 years and was paying what people called Afusa.
What is Afusa?
Afusa, half pension. Afusa means half salaries and half pension.
Are you talking of Adegbeshola?
Yes.
How you call his name?
Yes, he was paying Afusa, half salary, half pension.
So that's what is Afusa?
That's Afusa.
Interesting.
You see, so you can imagine what happened in those 8 years to pensioners in that state, half pension. And here you can even see that in that state, you have pensioners that are also earning 300 naira. So you will be paying 150 naira.
Wait, when you go and queue to get 300?
Well, we thank God now that we have, payment is being done electronically. So they send the 150 naira to the account.
So what would the person buy?
You see, the problem we have in this country, Edmond, is that the problem is rooted in the crafting of the 1999 Constitution.
Tell me more.
Yes. Before the 1999 Constitution, pension was on first line charge.
First line?
First line charge. And that was the reason. Pension fund, pension money was being misappropriated at the office of the head of service of the Federation. Pension money was being squandered. But in 1999, those that crafted the 1999 Constitution were deceitful people, dishonest people. Starting from even the introduction of the Constitution itself, that says we, the people of Nigeria.
On behalf of the people, that's what it means.
Which people?
All of us cannot gather to write the Constitution.
But a Constitution must be written by elected officers, elected people.
They can also be chosen.
Because
your Constitution was written by people chosen. So the reality is that people can be chosen to write Constitution.
And we can see the reason of those that were chosen or selected to do it. So, as I was saying, the Constitution in the draft of the 1999 Constitution, pension that was on first line charge was removed. And so, that gave whoever is going to operate at the state level, at the federal level as president, the chance. Pension became a matter of choice. That if I like, I pay you. If I don't like, I pay you. I won't pay you. And nothing will happen to you, to him. And that's exactly why many of the governors, not only in the Southwest, throughout the Federation, do your research, my dear brother. Go to Imo State. Go to Edo State. Go to Wike State, Rivers.
Imo State, you said, is leading with over 70 months of unpaid gratuities and pension.
Yes. Go to Wike.
Wike is not paying too.
Yeah, I said it in my paper, in what I delivered, that even those states that are earning 13% derivation are not paying pensioners their dues.
So perhaps Wike is singing for pensioners. As if they paying you, you go the sweet.
Don't mind him. You see, we don't want to go into their own shenanigans. Don't want to go into their shenanigans.
Wike, you are not paying pension.
Yeah.
Why?
Even this Kogi man, what's his name?
Yaya Bello.
Yeah. At the time Yaya Bello was gallivanting, wanting to be elected as president, he had not paid pensioners their gratuities for 6 or 7 years. Yes.
Huh.
So
Buhari is paying.
Oh, that is our man. That is, Buhari is pensioners' man.
He pays.
No, but the man does well with pensioners.
He's not owing shishin.
No. In fact, those whose names were removed from payroll were being brought back. Those pensioners of Biafra and of some other organizations that had gone moribund, Buhari had brought them under PTAD for payment, and he's doing well.
And Lagos is paying.
Yes, yes, Lagos is doing well. Lagos is also doing well. And the reason Lagos is doing well is that Lagos is the first state in the whole of the federation that entered the contributory pension scheme. And remaining those that are on DPS, that is defined benefit scheme, the old scheme. And so he's paying regularly. The only thing that many of these governors have not done, but all of them, is to accede to the constitutional provision that says that pensions should be increased concomitantly as salaries of workers are increased. And that or every 5 years, whichever comes earlier.
And that's a constitutional obligation.
It is. And I said it in my paper that all the governors in Nigeria are committing constitutional breaches.
Take them to court.
Well, we are taking them to court here in Oyo State. But in other states, maybe some of our members are lily-livered and don't have that strength or that courage to take them to court.
Oyo State pensioners can fight.
You know, we took Alakala to court.
Yes.
You can remember that?
Yes.
We took Ajimabi to court. Seyi Makinde has not given us any duty to do. And that's why you see me, I'm getting fat now.
I can see.
You see now, because there's no energy to be burnt on the streets. But that is not to say that Seyi should not go back to the era of those that will not pay pensioners. You know, that we are waiting for his second tenure if he comes. But he should do it. And before he goes, in fact, before his March election is done, I want to ask him for 3 things.
I thought you asked him before.
Yes.
You were in a meeting with him.
I was.
Okay. You asked for 3 things.
3 things. And I want him to attend to it before his March election. 1, the stagnation of pensions since 2007 should be addressed by him. 2,
what do you mean by stagnation?
Some pensioners have had their pension stagnated since 2007. That is, they have been earning the same pension from 2007 to date.
I see.
So we want him to address that. 2, we have a plethora of arrears. We want him to pay that. And he promised that he was going to do that. Then the other one is that we want him to assist to the constitutional provision of increasing pension, particularly the 33.4% pension increase. He has not done that. We want him to do that. And then the consequential adjustment of pension, which was as a result of the consequential adjustment done for workers in 2019. So
You want him to do that before March?
Oh, yes. If he does that,
So what will you do?
We are home and dry.
Home and dry.
Yeah.
How many pensioners do we have in Oyo State?
All told, we won't be less than 40,000. And Edmond, remember that pensioners have wives, children, grandchildren, friends, and if we calculate about at least 5 people to a pensioner, or 7 people to a pensioner, multiply that by 40,000. That's about 280,000 people.
So what are you saying indirectly?
So if 280,000 people go to one place and vote, don't you think that person is home and dry? Remember that the vote of Seyi Makinde in 2019 was about 515,000. So if you now give in about 280 or 300,000, is it not home and dry?
So you are bargaining on air.
Yeah, that is it.
Okay?
Yeah, that you should do those things that I've said. I don't want to repeat it, so I'm not to.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has gotten it.
So it's give and take. You give us, we give you.
Yes, now.
Okay. Comrade Olusegun Abatan, thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
And don't abandon us again.
No, I won't.
Thank you.
I won't. Olusegun Abatan is the Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Oyo State Council. He's also the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Southwest Zone. The program is State Affairs. I am Edmondo Bilo. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.